Welcome to the McFaddin-Ward house, the home of W.P.H. and Ida Caldwell McFaddin and their daughter and son-in-law, Mamie and Carol Ward. Built in the oil boom years of the early 20th century, it is locally one of the few remaining grand-scale Beaux Arts colonial homes. As you enter their house through these oak and beveled glass doors, you will step back in history to see how a wealthy Southeast Texas family lived in the first half of the 20th century. During your hour-long tour, a docent will guide you through rooms on all 3 floors of this historic house. You will see many of the furnishings and decorative objects that the family accumulated over the years. You will hear about the lives of the McFaddins when they were an integral part of Beaumont's social and economic life. There is also a bit of Beaumont history, and we hope you will leave with an understanding not just of the local prominence of this family, but also of the way in which the McFaddins' lifestyles and possessions reflect social customs, aesthetic trends, and home life throughout America during the early years of the 20th century. McFaddins helped settle this area on the Neches River, just 50 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. James McFaddin, from Montgomery County, Tennessee, came to Texas with his wife Elizabeth in 1823 when only a few families lived here. James was a tanner who began the McFaddin family cattle-raising business. James and Elizabeth's son William served in the Texas Revolution at the Siege of Bayard and with Sam Houston at San Jacinto. As a colonist, he received a land grant in Jefferson County. In 1837, William married Rachel Williams, and in 1853 he bought adjoining land from Beaumont's first family, the Tevises. The McFaddin-Ward house is on that property. The carriage house is on William McFaddin's original land grant. W.P.H. McFaddin was born to William and Rachel in 1856. One of 9 children, W.P.H. was educated away from home, then returned to Beaumont to pursue various business interests, including ranching, rice farming, commercial real estate, and muskrat trapping. In 1894, W.P.H., a widower with 3 children, married Ida Caldwell, daughter of a prominent family in Huntington, West Virginia. Educated at Mary Baldwin Seminary in Stanton, Virginia, Ida became a social and civic leader who entertained lavishly in this house. She was active in the Episcopal Church, the Daughters of the American Revolution, and the local children's home. Ida also served as a Red Cross volunteer during 2 world wars. For about 2 years after they were married, W.P.H. and Ida lived in a simple frame house. In 1896, they moved into a larger, Queen Anne-style house on Calder Avenue. W.P.H. spent a lifetime acquiring land. In one of his most profitable ventures, he and his partners bought property south of Beaumont for pasture land. In 1901, the Lucas Gusher blew in on that land, later known as Spindletop, beginning an oil boom which brought great wealth to several families, among them the McFaddins. 2 large oil companies, Texaco and Gulf, were formed here during that era. By 1901, Beaumont was a thriving railroad and shipping center with a population of 25,000 and a booming economy based on oil, lumber, rice, and cattle. The town was expanding to the west, particularly down stylish Calder Avenue, where many prosperous citizens built homes. In 1906, the McFaddins traded their Calder Avenue house for the newly constructed home belonging to W.P.H.'s sister and brother-in-law, Di and W.C. Averill. Built in 1905 and 1906 near the William McFaddin home which had burned in 1905, it stood just off Calder on the western edge of town. The 12,800 square foot house, designed by Beaumont architect Henry Conrad Maurer, was one of more than a dozen large houses built in Beaumont during this time. When the McFaddins moved, their own 3 children were in grade school. Their 2 sons, Caldwell and Perry, became successful in their own right. Caldwell, an attorney who managed the McFaddin business interests, and Perry, who managed the family ranching interests. Daughter Mamie, oldest of the 3, attended Gunston Hall in Washington, D.C. In 1919, she married Carol Ward, son of John C. and Belle Carol Ward. Carol was a Texas A&M football star, a World War I pilot trainee, and a local businessman who, as president of his family's ice company, built the city's first ice skating rink. The McFaddin-Ward house is significant for its contents, as well as its history and architecture. The furnishings you will see during your tour are original to the house, and in many cases, the purchase and use of these items are documented by invoices, photographs, letters, and bills of sale saved by the family. Some objects, in place when Mrs. Ward died in 1982, can be seen in photographs taken as early as 1909. Through the years, other rooms such as the library were redecorated. This combination of decorative styles reflects the way in which the family accumulated objects and redecorated rooms in accordance with changing styles over a period of several decades. The third floor became the McFaddin men's domain when Perry Jr. and Caldwell moved upstairs during the 1910s. In addition to being the location of the boys' bedrooms, the third floor also provided their father a place at home to work. In 1983, the Mamie McFaddin-Ward Heritage Foundation began restoring the home. A climate control system was installed, and textiles were replicated, including window treatments and portieres. In 1988, work began on restorations of the carriage house, which includes servants' quarters, a stable and hayloft, a garage, and gymnasium. The 8,100 square foot structure, built in 1907 and opened to the public in 1992, is on the block behind the McFaddin-Ward house. It contains historically documented room settings and exhibits, which visitors may tour. Mamie McFaddin-Ward loved her family and her home. She continued the legacy of cultural leadership and generosity begun by her parents. She established the foundation to maintain the house as a cultural and educational resource. Educational and charitable organizations also benefit from her generosity. Today, the McFaddin-Ward House, a registered Texas landmark listed on the National Register of Historic Places, sponsors a full range of educational programs, including study units for school children, special family activity days, and scholarly conferences. An active volunteer program helps make possible many of these activities, including the tour you are about to take. As your tour ends, you will pass the Rose Garden, with more than 100 varieties. Other areas of the garden are planted with 400 azaleas, which bloom each spring. Many bulbs, annuals, perennials, trees, and shrubbery provide year-round color. We welcome you as a guest of the museum and hope you will find your tour an enjoyable learning experience. Thank you for coming.